Bonjour, bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Mantra Monday. So, Mantra Monday is a time for healing, for reflection, and for self compassion. We wake up, turn up, and we see what's up. We see what the universe has for us today. Typically, I shuffle a deck of cards and pick one out and just share some thoughts on it. So, as I do that, today I'm going with the Healing Mantra by Matt Kahn. I watched Woman King this weekend, and as you can imagine, it brought up all kinds of stuff because my ancestry, my lineage is very connected to the Oyo Empire. My mom our tribe is from Oyo State, and they migrated, for work in Ghana. I have relatives in Benin where the Dahomey Empire is. And so the Agoji women resonated in ways that really surprised me in my energy. And I've been doing a lot of shamanic healing and ancestral work because of dealing with generational trauma. And I do that a lot with my clients as well, because honestly, with healing, I always say to my clients, to know where you're going, you got to know where you're coming from. And there is such richness, but also it's very sobering to see, what had to happen for lands to conquer and to dominate and to share wealth and all of that. So it was almost like just watching it before my eyes was like, oh, a lot of things that I've been feeling in my energy and generational in my DNA, and some of the joys and the traumas really resonated true with what was going on in the Woman King, and just knowing that these things do get passed on consciously and subconsciously. So I've always felt like a warrior in my spirit, and I've had to face things that some people will be like, wait, what? How did you do that? Because there's this energy about me that I know that I've inherited. But then there's also trauma, trauma being old wounds that you sustained and the associations and meanings you've added to that, whether that has to do with trusting men or not trusting men, or feeling betrayed, or feeling like you've betrayed others, or there is an energy of revenge, in the spirit as well. So it's really interesting to go back and trace, your roots. I always say, go back to the roots, find the good, find the bad, find the good, bad, and the ugly, whatever it is. Not allowing it to label who you are today, but deal with whatever comes to the surface, right? I've been really spending a lot of time finding out about my grandparents and my great-grandparents and just the history behind it, because when you know your heritage and when you know what they had to face to get to where they are, it helps you deal with the subconscious things that have been deposited. I mean, science is showing us over and over again that these things get passed on in our chromosomes, right? So when I'm dealing with my clients holistically and they come to me, especially if there's reoccurring patterns that don't shift. Some of them might be in therapy for ages and ages and still feel like something isn't quite shifting. So we go to this space. I use biofeedback therapy to help with this as well, because it picks up these subconscious emotions, these subconscious patterns. It's fascinating. So I will say, make sure you go back to ask questions, go to your aunties, your uncles. If your parents are still alive or your grandparents are still alive, sit with them. They have wisdom to share with you about where you've come from. And then it puts a language to some of the things that you might even be experiencing viscerally. Some of these things do keep a score in our body. So these ailments and these sicknesses and these chronic diseases that we might face, sometimes there are messages of things that have been repressed, emotions that have been repressed in us. And it's an opportunity to really find out. You ask your body, if you don't have any of these people around, ask your body, what is this message you're trying to say to me? Stay in intuition, and it'll come to you. And of course, it's always good to get a coach who can help you with that. Okay, so I've shuffled, I've picked the card. Ooh, this one says, liberating love. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. So it's you give and you take. You know, some of us, it can be really difficult to receive. You know, we're the givers, we're the doers, we're the providers, we're the protectors. We often give to someone, so many people. Hi, Alicia. So good to see you here. And we find it hard to receive. You know, I've had situations happen in the past couple of weeks where it's easy for me to say, no, I'm an independent woman. I can do things on my own. And I'm learning to just open up and say, yes, thank you. You don't even have to give a long explanation. Sometimes we give long explanations. Someone says, oh, I like this about you. Oh, it's not really that good. I got it in a cheap place or something like that. But actually just being able to say, thank you. Receiving the compliment without having to give elaborate explanations about it is receiving the gift and providing yourself with self-love too. It's the same with giving. Some of us might be in, let me take, but we don't know how to share love as well. Love is so liberating. You know, the flow and energy of love in your life creates this balance that just makes you feel really grounded. So in this healing mantra today, because even as I was reflecting on the Woman King and just thinking about all the generational things that have happened and how my ancestors, you know, in the loving sense were wanting to protect and wanting to use their gifts, but then maybe in the other sense we're also taking, you know, from situations, from people. And when you're in that space where there isn't balance, then you're not really operating from a place of love. So pause today. I forgot to do my mindful moment. Today it's about incense. I like to use incense and burn it. Pause today and really think about what the balance of love is in your life. With asking, with giving, with receiving. And so using the mantra, I'm going to use my incense. This is healthy fire. Don't worry. And just say to yourself, let's use the mantra, I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. And you just put that around yourself. Cleanse any negative energy that doesn't serve you anymore. And thank you. That is such kind words. Alicia says you're an amazing coach. I appreciate that. I have amazing coaches myself. Oh, there I go with the explanations. Thank you, Alicia. I'll say that and take it and receive that blessing, and it's enough. So really allow yourself to be in balance. I love incense. You know, it cleanses and it reshapes, it rebalances, it makes you feel good inside your spirit. And think about how you're going to spend your week giving. You know, and I don't mean giving where it leads to burnout. You need to know what your tipping points are, right? Because sometimes we give because we are hoping that people will appreciate us, or that's a way of feeling valued. And then we burn out, and then we're no use to anyone, right? We're not useful to ourselves, we're not useful to others. It's counterintuitive to be selfish. And what I mean by that is to really pause and have boundaries. Okay, so, and it's always good to start your day asking, who am I supposed to give to? It's not your job to give to everybody. We're all allocated gifts in different ways, and we're meant to give to different people in different ways, right? So ask yourself, who am I supposed to give to today? And then don't punish those who don't give to you because you're expecting these things from them. Maybe they're not the ones you're supposed to be receiving from. So as you say that, who am I supposed to give to today? Who am I supposed to receive from today? Alicia has beautifully just given me the gift of saying, you're a beautiful coach. So she's the one that I'm supposed to receive from today. And I say thank you. But maybe I'm trying to hear it from X, Y, and Z person and I'm getting frustrated because they're not saying it. But maybe they're not the ones that are supposed to receive from you. So release those people, because when you release them, it releases you to also choose who you're supposed to give to today. So the love that you want to give and get, that's the thing that is going to fulfill you. Stay in that space, stay in that healing space. Have a beautiful, beautiful week. Go back to your roots, ask questions about your ancestors, find out what happened so that in present day, when you're carrying burdens that are not yours, maybe you're carrying burdens from things that have happened from the past, you can feel it, my mom had this conversation with me today. I was asking her about what does healing look like, and she put it in a very simple way. I feel it, I process it, and then I let it go. Because if you don't feel it, you can't heal it. You got to feel it to heal it. Sometimes we repress these emotions because we are thinking that we don't want to feel the pain again. But it stores in your body and it deposits as something else. It manifests as something else that isn't there to serve you. So the healing process, as advised by my beautiful mother, feel whatever it is, whether it's ancestrally or it's in present day. Process it. Decide what is yours and what isn't. Use it as a teacher to teach you, what am I supposed to learn from this particular thing? And then what? You let it go. You just let it go. Easier said than done. And of course, if that's difficult to do on your own, get a coach. Get someone to help you. I've been a psychotherapist now for 17 years. I still have my weekly sessions with my various coaches, and I have various ones. I have a shamanic healer, I have a financial coach, I have healing mentors, because as I'm supporting other people, I also need to learn, and process, because life is continuously happening. So to be a vessel, to put my mask on to help other people is crucial. So if you don't know how to go through the process of healing and forgiveness, get someone who can help you to do that. Inbox me at any point. I can share with you what it is that I do. And I always say to people, it's easy to say forgive, but it's a process. You got to feel it, you process it, and then you let it go. You name it to tame it. Don't repress it, don't ignore it, but we're not judging it. We're just bringing it to the surface, and we're bringing self-compassion and saying, I am worthy of healing. I am worthy of living a life where I wake up. The way I sleep now, like I was telling my mom this morning, with such peace. When you can go to bed and have peace in your heart because you're dealing with these wounds and you're processing and you're letting them go, and you wake up, you deserve to wake up refreshed, happy, energized, to be able to relate to your children. I had a really difficult conversation with my daughter the other day. She was hitting me with some hard truths, and I didn't want to hear it, guys. I was just like, I'm so over this. But I knew in my spirit that I was allowing my wounds, that mommy guilt, I'm not good enough, I'm not, all the things. And once I could just hold space for myself and bring self-compassion, which is always what I help my clients do, hold space for yourself. Bring in self-compassion. She shared, and it just bounced off. It was amazing. And afterwards, the cuddles, the laughter was beautiful. So you deserve to heal so that you can have beautiful connections with your family members. You can also have really healthy boundaries so that people don't tread all over you. Healthy boundaries that actually make you serve better in your relationships, in your workplace. You deserve to be doing what you absolutely 100% love doing. Really, to live in ease and to live in flow. Do you know how many people I meet, how many clients I meet who are going through this stuckness of, I don't know what my purpose is. And I mean of all ages. I work with 75, even down young to really young people, right? I work with people who are multi-millionaires, and I also work with people who are career professionals. And at different stages, because you go through different seasons, you can have all the wealth and achieve so many things, and yet still feel, I don't know why I'm here. So to live in flow, right? You gotta feel, process, let it go. You have to heal, because a lot of the time is because of the blockages. So go today, go in love, live in balance, live in love, bring self-compassion to yourself, and I will see you next week for Mantra Monday.